Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Awards Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com, for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator.
How you feeling, family? How you feeling? How you feeling? Can you hear me? 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 Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? If you could hear me, put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me clearly, put the number 1 in the chat. I have a new setup. So if you could hear me clearly, put the number 1 in the chat. Can you hear me clearly? 1, put the number 1. Anybody? Can you hear me clearly? All right. I'm waiting for those number 1s so I can say y'all can hear me clearly. Can you hear me clearly? Good. No echoes. All right. Color Curiosity, Holistica. Am I echoing? Do I sound good? No echoes? Yes, no, maybe so. I got a new setup, so I just want to make sure that I can be heard. All right. And no echoes. Wonderful. Just say no echoes, right? No echoes, right? No echoes. Come on. Let's see who's listening. All right, good. All right. Somebody said number 1 already. Okay, great. All right. Big up to Instagram, all the crew, everybody that's tuning in tonight. We have a special guest with us tonight for the first time. Thank you very much. I see you. Thank you very much from out. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a new guest with us tonight for the first time on this platform, courtesy of High Heels. Got to big up Sister Golda for even sharing the information on this brother here, Wayne Lightworker, or Lightworker Wayne. Whether he's a certified peer specialist, and he'll be up at the top of the hour. Also want to remind everybody that Saturday I will be with these ladies, Medicine Women of Jamaica and community, on a live Zoom. So if you want to participate, I'll be speaking between 1 and 2 o'clock. So if you want to participate, please come on and take a snapshot of this RSVP and they will hook you up. And also that day on the 8th, we will be at the 9 Ether God Fest. Many of us will be vending. Color Curiosity, Holistica, Healer. She's going to be vending. All of us are going to be vending. And those that are attending, the attendees only get the discount for the 15 minutes. And when you do text me, you have to text me your receipt to the 9 Ether God Fest. I need to see the receipt of the 9 Ether God Fest. So please, 347-496-1022. I have a special going on, a discount going on right now. Also, my books and Nina Diamond's book should be there, and products should be there for Color Curiosity. Everybody should be there. A lot of people are going to be there. A lot of vendors, places already sold out. And if you can't make it out, make sure you go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn going to have something big. The Soul Expo, the Purely Holistic Soul Expo, and Brother Heru will be in the building also. And don't forget, Dr. Philip Valentine is doing a big thing, rebroadcast of his last webinar. Make sure you go to his website, uksnow.org, or call that 800 number. And on the night, we have Ross Kofi, How to Cultivate to Live. The 12th, we have Abundance Child and John Carr, Keeping Family Business Alive. The 13th, the tribute to Dr. Delbert Blair with Brother Tony from the Meta Center. And on the 16th, this is going to be a very good conversation for 2 hours from 7 to 9 p.m. with Dr. Philip Valentine and Brother Sabir Bey. And on the 19th, we have Alicia Kayer Ill, The Magic of Death Money, Ancestral Money. And those that ain't signed up by the 11th, the prices go up for my class, for my workshop, the grammar of numerovation and how to articulate it, especially for yourself. Go to my link tree right now, /King Simon the Numerovator. And right at the top of the link tree, you have the direct link to this class. The tickets went on sale on February 1st. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn. He has The Power of Relationship on February the 11th. And also he has a class, Learning the Art of Numerology as a Career, on the 25th. So that's going to be good. Remind you, make sure you support Color Curiosity as she help you to feng shui and put on your house, hole, or your room, or whatever your business. Those are the numbers. That's her IG. Help her to build the IG. She just started the IG. The IG is building slowly but surely. And also Dr. Shakira Moore. Big up. Those are the ones that have the wrench in the chat. The wrench is in the chat. So make sure y'all check that out. And make sure you check out her site. Call her or text her for Juice Plus. Her pre-orders of a new book. Everything is coming out. So look out for what Dr. Shakira has to offer. Adara Moselle, scan the QR code or go to adaramoselle.com. Very good at what she does, especially when it comes to energy healing, negative energy removal. Big up to Paris Williams, herbalist, nutritionist, intuitive advisor. Go to her Instagram, her YouTube, and her webpage, and you could get a lot of information, her soaps and everything that she does, and also do a consultation with her. Big up to Kendall Cobb. She does hypnosis with Kendall. If you want to get your mind right, this sister can align. You just call that 1-800 number. She does a 20-minute free consultation to see where you're at, see if you're comfortable with each other, and make it happen. And big up to my dear sister, CarrieAnnIngram.com. Those that are suffering from depression or stress or anxiety, grief, contact this sister. She can help you. Scan the QR code or go to her website. If you have tax issues, you want to be financially advised, contact DTR Taxes. Make sure you call that number right there at the bottom and tell them that King Simon sent you. If you are in Atlanta or the metro Atlanta area, please, 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 this is my son's business, JB Services and Metro Atlanta surrounding areas. Make sure you contact him. The number's right there at the bottom. Then my other son has a recording studio. I just finished doing my audio book, and it's going to be broadcast on every platform. So make sure when that audio book comes out, I'll let y'all know. Numerovation for Mental Stability is coming out through my son's recording studio in New York. And if you want to get your audio book done, you can record it from your home, and he could edit it and you can send it to him via email, MP4 and all that, and he'll edit it for you also. If you got a good mic, a good studio, whatever, he'll put all the bells and whistles he needs. He also does jingles. And if you want to book a session with me, a numerovation session, please text me your full name, date of birth at 347-496-1022. I see my guest behind the scenes. I will definitely get to him momentarily. And don't forget, all my books are available on Amazon. All 5 of my books. The new book, I am working diligently on this book right now. I have to do the editing because I want to make sure everything is all wise, right, and exact. All right. And don't forget, my new children's book is coming out. New children's book coming out also around summertime. Strive to Live a Positive Life, and autobiography. Ooh, man, this autobiography is getting scary. I'm thinking about even not writing it. That's how crazy it's getting, because it's bringing out a lot. And maybe I just need it as a private memoir, but I'm still writing it. That when the late bell rang, it's going to be crazy because it got a roller coaster of a lot of stuff going on. So, all right, family. This is going to be our brother's first time on this program. I just want to read a brief part of his bio. I'm not going to read the whole thing. We let him talk about himself and briefly about what his journey and what he's been doing in his life. But the brother that we're about to welcome on this, our King Simon Presents for the first time, family. And please, let me remind everybody, please like, subscribe, and share, and thumb up the video. Share it with at least 3 people, because 3 is the number of expansion in the science, metaphysical science of numerology. Let's expand, because mental health is serious. And the seriousness of mental health is what we're going to speak about in a few seconds. So without further ado, let me see this brother here. And thank you again for High Heels, aka Golden X, for bringing this brother. Born into this realm as Wayne and known throughout the community as a worker of light, Lightworker Wayne has dedicated his life to counseling young people and adults that have dealt with bullying and mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Throughout the years, Wayne has been a father figure and developed many young people into their greatest virgins. Lightworker Wayne has transformed the lives of many through his counseling and motivating words. Whether mental health or lack of ambition, Wayne's light serves as a transformative force, yielding quantifiable results in the lives of many. Without further ado, let me give him a well-deserved round of applause and a welcome to the one, the only brother Wayne, Lightworker Wayne. Let's get him on. Let's get him on. My brother, are you all right? How you feeling today?
Yes. Hey, I'm feeling good, man. My mental health feeling excited. I'm excited. Yeah, I want to say thank you. All respects to you, King Simon. Man, hey, just from the first time I saw you, man, when I got my numbers from you, like back in 2022, it was one of Tassili's events.
Okay. Oh, you came to the booth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, came to the booth, man. That was very informative. Informative. And I had to come back again in 2023 to get another reading when you and the Sister High Heels was on the radio show.
Oh yeah. On what you call it? 1989, right? 89 FM.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay,
yes, sir.
Brother. Well, thank you very much, brother. I didn't even know that was you, bro.
Yeah.
I got many sessions. I do so many sessions, man. Thousands of people in the last 10 to 15 years. So it's been out there. But brother, welcome to the channel. Thank you. I respect what mental health people do on all fields, because I've had, that about with that from my own personal journey. And I've known people in my own family who did not use those type of services because it was a stigma. There was a stigma for many years about going to a shrink, so to speak, back in the day. And I just want our audience to be familiar with you. Who is our brother Lightworker Wayne, and what in a brief, I don't want you to go deep. I know you got a long story, but I want you to make sure you sum it all up and let people know what got you into doing what you're doing today, as far as you being a certified peer specialist and mental health clinician, social work, mentorship, cognitive behavioral therapies, and techniques. What brought you to this point now, my brother? Please.
Homelessness.
I've been down there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Homelessness started just the awakening period. I was getting out of a divorce, homeless, and through that, I started connecting with the Most High. Started seeing angel numbers. Started learning more about spirituality. Learning more about consciousness. Started paying attention more. Had to do a lot of healing work within myself, hey, getting out of a divorce, I mean, so I had to do a lot of that. And that led me, long story short, just like you said, led me to the school system. It was a parapro first, was working with kids, Brother saw my natural gift, put me on into the social work field. And then I became a mental health clinician through the state of Georgia. I went through, before I could get my license as a certified peer specialist. And then from there on out, it went from me just doing counseling and motivating people within the counseling, helping them with depression, anxiety, stress management, emotional regulation, conflict resolution skills, dealing with families, single mothers, this and that, the kid getting in trouble, even to, grown adults is having problems with addictions, problems with alcohol.
Right. No, I mean, let me give that a round of applause, brother, because again, I know a lot of things are coming up on me right now. A lot of questions, of course, is coming up because I've talked the ones that I have had on there was all women that dealt with mental health. I've always dealt with the mental clinicians for women. I've had Malik Ali up here. I've had Nikki Shepard up here. I've had, of course, Dr. Alicia Watkins. Some great people that are into this field. But I've never had the men up here because I know men has handles things a little different than women, as we are come to know mentally also, and to a point where when I from a mental health perspective, I've noticed that the journey of mental health for men, where we might not want to go to a doctor, we're not going to a shrink, we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And at one point of our lives, especially me, being 58 years of age, 13 years old right now, 5 + 8 is 13. So I'm staying in that field right there. I want to maintain my once a man, twice a child. So I'm in my second child. So
all right, let's get it.
And let's get it. So when you decided to go down this road, what was some of the things that you had to release for yourself? Especially, you talked about homelessness, you talked about marriage, because I know I went through 3 marriages, and every time I lost or went through that marriage, I went through some form of light depression. But I also felt free. I tell you, honestly, I felt free. But I had to deal with still children and all that kind of stuff. From your perspective, my brother, what are some of the challenges and some of the success stories that you've seen when people actually came to you for any type of therapeutic help or clinical help, please?
The success stories I see, like I'm working with a young man right now, about 38. He had problems with alcohol drinking.
Yeah.
It devastated his life.
Yes.
But he took the counseling seriously.
Good.
He took the advice and he started working on himself. And now, he has more of a mastery with controlling that addiction. So I have seen people go from all the way to the lows to the mid, the mid, and some to the high. Right. But once again, with any type of healing work, it really depends on that person. It really depends on that person. I could talk my head off, all day, but it really depends on that person taking that initiative, using the coping skills, right? Making sure that they review their notes, making sure they remember the cognitive reconstruction that we went over to rewire the mind, right? Because I believe in the power of the mind. I believe the mind, I believe in the concept of mentalism.
Yes.
I already know that you're familiar with that.
Yes, sir.
I already know. So,
yes,
I approach that. I teach those type of things because a lot of our brothers and sisters, they're not all the way they're not all the way aware of some of the conscious techniques of our ancient cultures. Societies have used.
Right. That's right. And when you say that, a lot of people don't know that our ancient cultures had, and Dr. Africa wrote about that in his book, African Holistic Health. He wrote about it because he usually says, this is what Dr. Africa said, because in our culture, we depended on the balance between the masculine and the feminine, or the family structure. Let's put it like that. And if someone went outside of the family and did something crazy, or that word a lot of people don't want to use, but did something that's unbecoming of the family, then the family has failed. The village has failed. The community has failed. That's what he wrote in his book. Because there's a perspective, and he was a medical. He was also a therapist, a psychotherapist for like 13 years. Dr. Laila Africa. A lot of people don't know that part of him. And he was a medical nurse, and was like a spook who sat by the door that brought a lot of that information to our community to let people know what was going on. You ever bought any of his books? You ever got his books? You ever bought the brother?
This is the first time I am being made aware of his greatness. So I'm definitely going to check him out. Definitely go check him out, brother.
Check him out.
Okay.
Yeah, he transitioned already, but his books, he has 11 books out there, man.
Okay.
And go to his website and get it. If you're going to get in, go straight, because you get the discounts on the website. All the on Amazon is old. But let's get back to what you were doing, because he said to me, as a psycho, because he was checking me out. I went to him for consultation, and not only did was he able to also look at my eyes, because he was an iridologist. He was able to look in the eyes and see that there was stress levels in my eyes. That led me to. He said to me, brother, and I want you to jump on right from his perspective, because if people don't look at these things from a holistic perspective, then the whole community loses that one person, because they went through total depression, and sometimes they off themselves, or they commit something, or they say. So he said to me, if you don't stop working and overexerting yourself, he said, you're going to kill yourself. And I broke down and cried in front of him. And he was right. If I didn't. So you know what this man did, brother? He invited me to stay at his house for 2 weeks. Him and his wife invited me to stay there and just get some rest. Just get some rest and be in their circle. And that was probably the most helpful thing that any elder have ever done to me. Invite me to their house. Gave me a room, gave me a sauna, gave me all kinds of stuff in his house. Big ass house, big house. And he told me, man, chill out, King. Just chill. Stop working. He told me stop working. And from your studies, brother, because I used to be in a nightclub, and I used to get all of the people that they call the underworld, women and all that, strippers and all that, and they've been through it. Yeah. And they come to you. What are some of the procedures that you would suggest for people that are going through any form of depression, or see that they're going through any depression? What would you tell some of the people out there in my audience? What are some of the simple ways they can at least start working on themselves even before they come and see someone like you?
I got you. First of all, you already said the first step. They're being aware. That awareness is the first step.
Yes.
So after the awareness, what I would suggest is and you said another thing, whole health management. Look at what are you eating, right? What are you watching, right? What's the environment you're around? Because, as we know, the brain is a sponge. It's absorbing everything. It's absorbing this conversation right now.
Yes, sir.
So that, and then, right, what I'll say is the journal. Journal down these thoughts. Journal down. If you so happen to, if you was watching something on the news and you saw that we had a young man that just passed because of gun violence, right? Yes. And that made you sad. Okay, write that down, because then you identify that as a trigger, and the trigger, and what they use in the clinical world, the trigger is anything that causes a strong emotional reaction. So write down that. After you've written down all your triggers, review it, analyze it, and reflect over it. And when you reflect over it, right, then you could develop a plan. Find out, okay, what's some things that I could do? What's some things I love? When you was telling the story when you went to the brother's house,
yes, sir.
Everything you said, self-care. Self-care is the best care. Self-care. Yeah. Self-care can help ease depression, right? And in the clinical world, we're taught that we're taught, just how to manage depression, just how to deal with it,
Right.
And once again, I'm still a student, so
yes, we all are. Yes.
yeah, I'm sure, our ancient cultures have something to where they could probably totally get rid of that, but that's what, not to get off subject or anything, but that's what I'll recommend an individual to do first.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I just bought a book about one of our ancient herbs in Gabon, Africa, called iboga, the boga bark, or ibogaine, which also helps not only get rid of addiction, but also helps to mellow the. I just bought a book because we're about to do a whole big campaign on it, and I'll let you. I'll probably text you what book you should get for yourself to go and study it, because if you study it and I introduce you to the people that's about to do the campaign, then we all gonna be on there doing what we got to do to help, because they won't allow it in America, because America's a drug factory. They're about this drugs, and we want to get them off the drugs so they won't get depressed and go crazy. Because going back to my club life, because I was born in a nightclub. My father opened up a nightclub the year I was born, so I grew up in the nightclub era. And seeing the womanizing, the menonizing, because men are trying to get women, and women are trying to get men. Let's stop playing games.
Yeah,
it's all they trying to get their things off too. And I seen the mental stress people can have in these, because remember the nightclub back in the day was called the discotheque. So you're disconnecting yourself technically from the world. That's why you're going to the clubs on the weekend. You're getting your drink on, your smoke on, you're doing all the other stuff to get you away from the world. See, again, that's mental. You see what's happening, right?
Yeah. I see.
Then it turned into clubs, knocking you over the head. They know what they doing. Night club, Billy club. Stop playing.
I see that. Bars, man. King Simon got the bars as always.
Because I grew up with it, and then I started analyzing it. Thanks to to different communities like the 5% and the Ansar, the Nation of Islam. They told us to be critical thinkers, and that's why. And scientific communities and the metaphysical community. So why I'm saying this to you, brother, because there's a lot of them still going to Magic City right here in Georgia. They're going to these clubs. And a lot of them have mental issues, the women included, and the owner of the club. That part. I know it's about making money, because that's the dopamine that they get to get off of it, the money. But in actuality, we don't know what they're going back to, because I've cried many of times with sisters that were strippers and all that kind of stuff about what they were going through, rape, molestation, all that stuff. So how now I've read a lot of what you was doing with children, and I like that you're doing that with young people, because we need to get to them from the young people, get to the youth. What would you tell parents, and what would you advise parents to do? Because a lot of people, and somebody said this recently on a show, coming out of the birth canal is traumatic. Just coming out, being born can be traumatic, because you're forcing through that vaginal hole, and woman going through trauma at the same time. Same time, what do you suggest for young people before they even get to that age to start recognizing? What do you suggest the parents to do to young people to offset that trauma or those things that they might still harbor in their mind since young, because they watching certain television shows and all that? Because the media, the movies, and all that television is all a part of this trauma too. Please, what would you suggest for them? Sorry.
I would suggest, always start with the awareness first. Always with that. That's the first step. Seeing watching these television shows, listening to these music, right, with the kids, explaining it to them, and seeing what the message that's being relayed to them, right? And then from there on out, you could tailor what that child. Now, of course, sometimes kids are just going to be rebellious, right? Because it's just the nature of youth. But you could still tailor and cultivate and shape what that child gets exposed to and what they listen to, and you can at least mitigate some of the other things. right? So I would advise the parent just to be aware and be active. Be active with what your kid is consuming. Be active with a lot of the video games they're playing, right? Be active with a lot of the television shows, the conversations they're even having with friends. You know, that's an exercise I do with my daughter, you know, when she talks about a conversation with some of her friends and this and that, right? You know, we have conversations. You know, she's getting ready to be 10, and you know, she's starting to be somewhat interested in boys. You know, she's getting excited talking about boys, you know. So we having a conversation now. We have it, and I'm making sure that I'm exposing her to certain like movies and films that have a positive message, and then I'm able to have that conversation. So basically, just awareness, being active, engaging in the stimuli that they are, and having talks and conversations with them about it.
Right. No, that's good. Family, those that are just tuning in, we're speaking with Lightworker Wayne, guest, certified peer specialist, mental health clinician, social work and mentorship is as part of the expertise, cognitive behavior therapy and techniques. Is PayPal? Is that a PayPal email too? That goes to your PayPal too? Or just
No. So that's just my email.
Oh, just your email. So okay, that's because I know international clients don't use Cash App, but I'm gonna share your Cash App. So you make sure anytime you do that with other people, man, make sure you have a PayPal, because international people use PayPal. So here's your Cash App. I got your Cash App. All your links right here. I got your Cash App link. I got your YouTube. I got your Instagram all pinned to the top of the chat. So make sure you support what brother's doing through his Cash App. It's all pinned to the top. Just want to make sure that y'all support what brother's doing, because this work is not easy, family. You know, one time Dr. Africa told me, he said, man, King, he said, people are just crazy, King. Exactly what he said. After doing it for 13 years, they had to sit down in round circles. All the clinicians and all the psychotherapists sit down and talk themselves down, diffuse what they went through all week.
Yeah.
What is that all about? You ever been through that?
Oh, yes.
Please talk about that.
I have had calls from like some of my clients, right?
Yes.
2 a.m. having I'm not going to, say
don't mention no name.
Right. Having thoughts of deleting, right? And I had to walk them through that. This is 2 o'clock in the morning, this is 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm comfortable, I'm laying with my woman, you know what I'm saying? And had to talk them through that, right? I had like days where, I got 3 episodes of that back to back to back, and then 2 other ones is talking about the struggle with housing. They need housing, this and that. And that I'm good on a regular day. But when all that hits me, like, when all that hits me back to back to back to back on the day,
right,
I have to utilize the breathing.
Yes.
Then I have to do my self-care. One of my best things I do is I take a warm bath, got the candles, use the breathing, the meditation, relax. I spend a lot of time out in nature, ground like that. That's how I decompress. And I talk to my partners, I talk to my support group.
Support group. I mean, people are in here. No, it's not easy. He doesn't let us leave his group without us feeling better. These are people. Big up to Tamika. What's up, Tamika? Thank you very much for that.
Hey, what's going on?
That makes a lot of sense, especially because he's born under that 23rd energy, and they like. One thing people born on the 23rd is supposed to allow 23rd, which is a 5 energy. They always have to spread positivity. My son is born on the 23rd of January also. Loves it. That's why he's got a recording studio. All he does is produce positive stuff in his studio. He don't let the ratchet stuff come in. He'll send you somewhere else real quick. That's just how he is. That's just how he is. He don't care how much money you're giving him. He's like, yo, nah, I don't do that. You could go, I got another person that's good. Now I want to deal with you. I like your vibe. Yeah, but my vibe ain't feeling that vibe, so I'm going to keep the vibe moving. And that's how he thinks. And I'm glad people say that you don't let them leave the group without feeling positive, because it's like in this day and time, bro, the mass murderer of the mind is media, music, and movies. As you notice, it all starts with M. M is a 4 frequency. It's a 4 frequency that in my book it deals with mental health. You gotta protect your mind at all times in this society. And as you now, have you written a book yet? Have you written a book? Anything? No, your book.
I'm in the process.
Oh,
I'm in the process.
Good.
I didn't feel like didn't have enough experience, but me being in this mental health field for 5 years now, right. Right. I'm ready for the first one.
Hey, you could write one series and then get the next series, whatever. You could. It's all process, man. Because my first book ain't the same as my newest book. So believe me, people will see your growth, and you can revise, especially because you're dealing with a science that have to keep on looking at different eras and different times. Because how we've handled mental health. In my I'm 58, and how had my grandmother or grandfather handled mental, believe me, it's about my great-grandfather took himself off of this planet. It was done, boom, 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 that was it. That's how he felt because he didn't have that. So they feel a certain way different than some of what we're going through, and we got much more apparatuses that we got to deal with, much more inundating our minds and thoughts than he had back in the day. Yeah. So when you said you have to go into, your own personal meditation and your tub and all that, how is your family around you how's your wife dealing with it? Are you married now?
Not married, but I'm
involved. Okay.
I'm involved and I'm growing to that and getting ready.
How does she deal? How does she deal with what you bring back home? Or how does your daughter deal with what you bring back home? Because I'd like to know their side, because I know you're feeling it. And other people who might want to get into this field also.
Yeah. So sometimes, I'm expressing what went on, and sometimes I'm putting a little bit on her sometimes. And that's what I'm saying, that isn't good, but sometimes I'm putting a little bit on that, and she talks me through it. She talks me through it, and as far as with my daughter, I never put that on my daughter, but she could tell and she could feel
that part.
Yeah. She could just intuitively feel. So she would usually just come up, she'd just give me a hug and kiss.
Right. Good. Yeah. Good. And Dr. Phil Valentine, who's also dealt with psychotherapy and all that throughout his life from a metaphysical perspective, he says children came through to teach us how to be parents. And that is the truth. Because you can't teach them how to be a child. They already gonna be what they are. Yeah. But they gonna teach us how to raise them and grow them if we're paying attention to them. And I can actually say that although I was been in and out of my children's life, chasing entertainment and doing the bull crap, finding out that it was all an illusion any goddamn way. But as they got older, I could see why I should have probably been there and really learned them more, because I missed out a lot chasing. And I do tell people in the audience, if you're going to get into entertainment, if you're doing it from a positive perspective, incorporate your family like the Wayne brothers did, and incorporate the family like Bob Marley and his family did. Bob Marley used to bring them to, and I remember hosting a Ziggy Marley show back in the day, and grandchildren was everywhere. Bob Marley, they all look like Bob Marley, these little children, and they had their own chef. They had everybody with them. Because they wasn't cooking, they wasn't eating the garbage. They eating ital and vegetarian food. And they all had locks running around backstage. All these little babies. These were all Bob Marley's little grandchildren. I'm like, wow. And so when it comes to a family dynamic, brother, what do you say to the man and the woman? Because that's what makes the family dynamic from naturally. I know you might deal with other genders and all that kind of stuff, but really the nuclear family, what do you say to the mother and father or a husband and wife on how to deal with mental issues from each other and how to protect the child or the children around them?
Make sure that each of y'all give a day to where y'all might have to be by yourselves for you could, for you could just decompress, or a day to where y'all support each other. It might be opposite days, right? Where the wife is supporting the men, right? So everything he likes to do, whatever he likes to do to unwind, she's doing that. And make sure, men, you do the opposite and you support her. If she needs her toes massaged, this and that, she needs a massage, whatever she likes to do, because that helps as a family unit, and the kid watching that sees that. So it's already soaked into their subconscious as well, and then when both mom and dad provides that for the kid, that's wonderful too. So that way for, all the whole family can get it.
And, I'm glad you said that, because in my growing up, that's what I seen was mother, father, sister, brother, and, the only ones that I didn't see in relationship was probably the grandparents, because whatever happened, they lost their love, or they transitioned and all that kind of stuff. But I used to see aunts and uncles. And then as time went on, you start seeing the destruction of the family. And that also affected me and my sisters. It affected all of us along the way, to see my father and mother separate and eventually got a divorce. And then to see my aunt and uncle in arguments all the time, or see this person divorced and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to divorce and the children and how it affects them, what are some of the suggestions you would say to them? Because, people right now, even when I do numerology consultation using the science of numbers to guide people, people are ready to run out of a relationship just because they're not in the same spiritual lane that they're in. And I always stop them and say, let me tell you something. I don't care if they're Christian or Muslim and you're getting into this new Kemet. And as I said, are they still a good person? Are they still helping you to pay bills and do this and do that? Have they stepped out on you? Then where are you going? Just communicate and learn to mix the yolk and the white of the egg and get it all together. Mix it up. Get that egg beater. Start mixing it up and see how y'all can communicate and find the foundation, because the foundation is always love. So what do you tell these beautiful marriage couples that might want to separate because of the father may have done this, or going through, or he might be going through his transformation to becoming some type of spiritual person, or the woman might be doing it? What do you tell them?
Man, yo, I'm glad you brought this up, man. Yo, it's like you reading my mind, man. Bro, I dealt with this last year, man.
Oh, wow.
My significant other, personally, she was getting more into Christianity,
Right.
I'm in the consciousness, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I had to do a lot of work, and she's a good person. She's down for me. She's there for me. She helped me out with bills. She give me business guidance and this and that, she a good person. And, I thought oh man, maybe, I got to get like a spiritual queen sister with the shea butter, saying, and with all the crystals, crystal down and everything, I shea every day, but I had to, that's just the flow. What's the core? So me experiencing that, I had to sit back and was like, well, you know what? I'm going to walk the path that I walk. But hey, nothing is wrong with me learning more about the Bible anyway. And I could find some lessons, and I could look at it from a spiritual lens.
Exactly.
And I could still use it to elevate, and I remember on an episode that you said, right? I remember on the episode that you said, King Simon, you said, hey, we're not trying to convert you over to this and that. No, we just trying to provide you information for you could be better at the faith that you already at. Exactly. And when you said that, man, it really helped kind of just put me into this perspective, because I had to heal. And I had to throw away some notions about Christianity, right? Because I had a lot of Christian brothers and sisters that come to me for help, that come to me for counseling, that showed me love.
Yes,
you know?
I have all of that too. That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
What I would say with that, and me personally going through that, is you got to look at the core, man. Look at the core, right? And y'all talk about each other's belief, but you got to have respect, put respect on Jesus, you know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? Put respect on Yahweh, you know what I mean? Put respect on the consciousness, if you Muslim, we're going to put respect on Allah. Y'all got to put respect, right? And find a way, as long as y'all are okay, hey, we about righteousness, because both paths have details and things in it that promotes righteousness. We about righteousness, we could go ahead and do this. We could go ahead, we could go ahead and do this. Let's not give into the energy of separation, because that's what the whole world do. That's what the whole world do. That's what our whole people do. Or just because you're not this faith, oh, I don't want to bond this and that. And it's like, yo, we are African people. We are Black people. We need to be bonding together, especially at this state of the world. You know what I'm saying? We can't give in that separation. So I had to, have a talk with her, and we came to, an agreement. When she's listening to her pastor, I will listen to as well. I went to her church a couple of times. Yes, there was some things the pastor say that I disagreed with, but I didn't voice that. I just didn't voice that. I came in support for her, and vice versa. Right. So as long as the core elements, just like you said, as long as the core is right, as long as the core is about positivity and y'all can work and y'all have central ideals, that's good. That's all that matters, man.
That's right. That's right. Because even if you go into the study of the Bible or the Holy Quran, and I've studied all of them. I have all these books here, the Gnostic Bible, I have Hebrew books. I've just took my time out to, when I took it literally, when they said to study from the cradle to the grave, I took it literally. And although I will never know everything, at least I know enough to take what I need to make myself a better person. And it's like I wouldn't dash away my mother and father, who are Christians, but I understand they love me enough that we can find an even ground, that I know where they are at Christian because I've studied it, and I can come and talk their language when I need to. I know where my mother is from her Methodist perspective, my father as a Pentecostal, whatever, and he's married to his wife and all that kind of stuff. And I know what they was raised under. But the main conversation is always, how you doing? Keep us right there. Did you meditate? Are you doing your walks? Are you, checking up with your doctors? Keep it right there. I don't want to go into your religion. I can point out, because one thing I learned, the Bible from Reverend Ike is a metaphysical book. The Quran from Noble Ampu is a metaphysical book. And I know that from reading the book in Arabic when I was younger. I mean, I'm not as proficient in Arabic today as I was when I was younger, but I tell people that there's people in the East that are Muslims and Christians that are still married for 25 to 30 years right now. A whole city. You know what I'm saying? So you go to these places and you see them being married to each other. I'm like, wait a minute. So what are they married under? The culture, that's the base. But their cultural dynamic, because they're from either Nigeria or Senegal or Somali, their culture is what keeps them together. So it's just like if a Haitian brother and sister become a Christian, voodoo will keep them. Voodoo or hoodoo or any ancestral thing will keep them right there if they go back to the ancestral root, and whatever they believe is all right. That's the building block. But if you go back to the root of it, you'll find where you can find where the layer where you can say, all right, we can deal with this. Jesus meditated. I meditate too. Muhammad meditated. Yes. Abraham meditated. Moses meditated. Buddha meditated. Yes. Let's meditate, baby.
Hey, come on, let's
meditate, baby.
One more thing I like to add to that is also just seeing, not forgetting that, hey, that's another human being. Don't put the labels before the human being. That's another human being. They eat just like you. They wash just like you. They go to the toilet just like you. you know?
Mr. Farrakhan used to say that in The Nation. He said, look, one thing about the junkie, he don't care what's in the bottle. He don't care what the label says. It's the content is that he wanted. He wanted what's in the bottle. He don't care what the label. It can say Jack, Blackjack. It can say Old English. I just want what's in the bottle. Believe in the content. And once you understand that there is some form of, there is some type of thread, some unifying thread between all these religions and all these way of life, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die, or nobody wants to transform. That part, because death is really transformation. So we used to say that in Jamaica. Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want dead. That's the truth. We scared of death. We all talk about heaven, but we scared of death because we don't know what death is really. Most of us don't know what death is. But if you go to metaphysics, death is always a transformation of one energy to another energy, one vibe to another vibe, one realm to another realm. So if you want to make that transformation, you have to be able to find the balance and recognize that all energy is constant and all energy is expressing itself in different bodies, like Light Wayne and King Simon and your girlfriend and my girlfriend and this child and that child. It's all energy. Let's come together because of the energy that we share, and not because of the religious dogmatic things that's been taught to us to separate us. Because if a Jehovah's Witness come to my door, I still have that thing in my head like, yo, let me start hiding. I don't want to talk to them. Boom. And then I have in my head, oh, let me open the door and say, hey, you know what? I've read your books. Thank you very much. I have gotten information from them, but I don't choose to be a part of it like you are a part of it. And that's what I usually say sometimes. I usually tell them, look, I've read your books. I've studied I've studied the Awake and the Watchtower. I even know Charles to Russell. I know John Rutherford. I know the backstory. I studied it. Yeah. But I don't choose to be a part of it like that. But I do read you, and I take the material and go through it. And I see where I can take what I need, and what I don't need, I keep it moving. And I think that's what being into the mental health field is all about, because all is mind.
All is mine.
All is mine. That's a Hermetic philosophy. The universe is mental.
Yes.
So hey, like the WHO organization says, there is no health without mental health.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get rid of the WHO organization. Yo, Trump is something.
Yeah.
But what do you feel about what's going on in the health field in regards to mental health? Now we're under this quote unquote administration. He's a number 5 also, mind you. What do you think about this health? Because I know Robert F. Kennedy is taking over certain things, and Junior. Yeah. So what do you think about how mental health will survive under this era of Trump?
Mental health is going to be more in demand, if you ask me. It's still going to be more in demand. I only see it being even a bigger thing, no matter what Trump says, no matter it's going to be even bigger things, because some people are becoming stressed because of the results of that. So it's going to get even bigger, man. That's how I see it. It's going to get even bigger, especially with the things I see Elon doing, right? With he first came out with the Cybertruck, and now he actually has the Jetsons, showed us the robot Rosie, he actually created, he actually brought that into reality. Next, I can see the virtual reality thing. Well, that's already created, but they taking it to another level, right? So now, and when you're talking about youth and kids, I can see kids getting completely absorbed into virtual reality, that they just stay home. That's already happening on a certain level where they just stay home. They're not going outside. Nope. And the other side of the world, and excuse me, and
take your time.
In Japan. Go
ahead, take your time.
I can't pronounce the terminology, but they have a term where, the young people, they just stay inside all day, play video games, and be on TV all day.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot the term. It starts with an H or something. I don't know how to pronounce it really.
Okay. Well,
but yeah, I could see that happening in the future, and that's going to cause more mental health issues. You know, because that's us being disconnected. That's us not even going outside, seeing the sun, breathing the fresh air. That's us getting totally soaked in an artificial world. So that's what I see, you know, in regards to the whole presidency and with Elon, since he got this new position, you know, and just with the advancement.
Well, you know, I noticed you mentioned Elon, and he's born June 28th, so he's not too far from your birthday.
Oh man, yeah, for real. He's not too far from.
No, sir. He's like 5 days away from you. So, but I'm not, you know, I'm not surprised at what Elon is doing because of his mathematical placements. I'm not surprised, and I'm not surprised at either what you're doing from your mathematical placements, because everybody came to serve their purpose. It's how we use whatever purpose that is being served on this planet. How are you going to handle your purpose on this planet? You know, are we going to help to get children back out to ground and talk to nature or hug trees and whatever, you know, instead of having them up in the house, getting fat, going overweight and all kinds of stuff, or soaking in all of that technological stuff. And I know why Japan is probably doing it, because Japan, you know, they're very technical people, but yet the people of the higher echelons, they're training hard martial arts and doing that. They're balancing. They're out there doing it. Chinese, you check out their whole military, it's training and technology. They're balancing it out. You know what I'm saying? So I wish because over here, mental health is even going higher and higher now. You know, like this is like, I think we like it. Well, that was years ago, but we might be number one now as far as mental health is concerned. But years ago, we was like number 3 as far as mental health. And now we might surpass everybody, but they say India is right there. India is like always there. I don't know how that happened, because we don't know. They're just telling us their statistics through whatever means. But what you do, brother, is very important to the world. And as much as we see, it's just like growing up watching only women teachers and very few men teachers. To this day, I hardly remember the women teachers, but I remember the men that I've seen, the black men, Mr. Maloff, Mr. Jones, you know, certain people certain men that I remember seeing, Mr. Sibbert. These men, I still remember them because they look like me. And I needed to see that at that time when I was young. And the question I wanted to ask you is, as far as Black mental health practitioners, do you know the percentile of Black men that are clinicians and into psychotherapy right now?
I don't know the specific.
But how important is it? Let's say, how important is it for Black men to be in that, please?
Okay. Yeah. It's very important. It's a high percentage. Very important.
Let's go there, because a lot of men ain't going through that schooling and all that. Women are doing it, because I've had a few women up here. Yes. But men, that's the problem. That's what I think they need to do.
A lot, just me being in the space, I have run across over 20 brothers that's doing some type of work in therapy, being a counselor, you know. Good. So it's growing. Right, you know, it's definitely growing. You know, it's getting more out there. You have different branches when it comes to, you know, therapy, like, right, you know, yes, you have the therapist, you know, you got the counselor, you got the certified peer specialist, which is a counselor, but it's a program that was first started in Georgia that went to 9 other states, and it's just a counselor with lived experience. That's all it is. Right, just a counselor, and our approach is different. Our approach is more like, hey, you deal with depression, I deal with depression. Hey, I got your back, man. We in this car together. And the certified peer specialist just just shows themselves as the role model.
Right.
Shows them as the role model, because they've been through it. They know how to counsel. They know how to deal with and this, that, and the third. So the field of just, therapy has expanded, and more men are either becoming certified peer specialists.
Good.
Right.
Good.
More men are becoming, counselors in therapy. So it's expanding, it's evolving. So we're having a lot more men, there. I just left an event, my good brother, I'm a father first, Keith Lewis. He did an event about into gun violence. There's been some recent, been some recent things that happened to some young men that's no longer here. Right, so, I was just at an event, over there, and there was another male therapist. It was another male counselor there, and of course we have our women counselors there as well. So
we need a balance. Right. It's great. No, I'm proud. Like I said, I'm proud of all of y'all that are doing that. Like I said, I was introduced to it more from Dr. Laila Africa, who is no longer with us. And he's inspired a lot of people to do certain things. Another friend of mine that I'm going to be speaking on her platform, Medicine Women of Jamaica, on their Zoom, talking to Jamaican women, and they're from numbers and how that can help them to guide them wherever they are. And I'm just happy that people like you are doing what you have to do to maintain this position as far as helping and being a light worker, according to your name. Being a light worker is very important. And family, support the brother through Cash App, support him through YouTube, his channel, his Instagram. Also, he has a link tree. Also, you could spread love through Linktree or find out his Linktree. I do have his Linktree. Where did I put his Linktree? I know it. Yeah, it's right there. Linktree is no, that's Cash App. I do have the Linktree in the background. Hold on one second. Let me show people your Linktree just in case, so people can see what you can also do if you want to find him. You're also on IG. Again, he's also on IG. His Linktree is right over here. There it is. There it is. Whoop. There it is. It's right there. That's his Linktree. That's Lightworker Wayne on his Linktree. Before we finish, my brother, we got a few more minutes on here. What are some of the things that you would like to share with the audience that they may need to, if they want to get more guidance from you or come to one of your functions or what have you? What would you like to tell the audience? How can they get in contact with you? Maybe through your email, right? They should get in contact. Yes. Okay, it's right there on the bottom. Okay, go ahead. Anything you want to say about, you got anything coming up? What you got coming up, brother?
Yeah, so February 8th, on that day that you also have your event too.
Oh, yeah.
My good brother, director Huey G, he created a film called Before It's Too Late that's highlighting suicide awareness. So
wow.
At the Clayton County Authority, right at Main Street Forest Park from 12 to 2, it's going to be a video showing. It's free. The video showing, we already have 100 tickets that's already been, sold, but it's a video showing. Then feel free to send me an email, right? Because both me and my brother, our business is called Rewriting Our Mental Stories.
Good.
And we do monthly events that's free to the community, and we deal with a certain topic each month, right?
Okay.
Also, if you need individual counseling, you can email me, right? I do $60 for 40 minutes.
Okay.
And also too, on my YouTube, if you got a lot of young men who are into anime, that's been a passion of mine.
That's big. Yeah.
I got a lot of mental health videos and I use anime as the analogy. So I got a lot of mental health videos that's educational and entertaining. So you can also pick up some knowledge as well,
Powerful.
So my YouTube is Lightworker Wayne Presents.
Right.
So feel free to subscribe. You feel the vibe.
Yes, sir. Yeah, family, again, all his links is right here and also pinned at the top of the chat. And I'm glad you said about about your event. You know, you gotta let me know if you want me to pass through one time and just say something.
Of course, bro.
This, like I told people before, I've been I went through a lot of it. 3 times I thought about unaliving, and every time once I listened to those interventions, and they were spiritual interventions, very spiritual voices in my head. I didn't even know why they was there. And sometimes we don't listen to the voices. And sometimes we negate the positive voices and want to go down the negative road, because there are voices happening. And I want to say this to you, brother Lightworker, that, you know, a lot of people don't know that our ancestors came in both positive ways and negative ways. And you have some ancestors on the other side that might want you to come with them real quick. And that's how they think. Come on, we have the doors open. Come on, we're here. You see the light. Come on. And then there's ancestors that said, no, you got a bigger purpose. They're gonna come. It's just like watching those movies. The angel, the good angel pops up on your right shoulder, and the negative angel pops up on your left. So it's just like the movie. And that has happened to me 3 times when I thought about removing myself off of this planet. And I'm so glad that I chose to stay on the planet and disseminate what I had to disseminate and put out these books and do I would have just been a mantle on my mother's altar today. You know, so brother, keep on doing your work.
Thank you.
It means a lot, you know, and although I'm reviewing and going through what you're doing and watching on your, you know, I always pay attention. It's like it's like getting on, you know, I'm gonna tell Brother Rich about you, but he's a person that analyzes first. He wants to see what you're doing and he checks you out. Once I send it to him and say, let me check him out. Because he's Virgo. Virgo's gonna analyze your ass first. Wait a minute. And a lot of the metaphysical information is driving people to mental health also, and a mental. So, and I never officially went to any therapist per se. I did go to a hypnotherapist, hypnosis, and that helped me a lot. Kendall, I promote her right here. She's been doing it for 27 years. And that helped me a lot. That was one methodology that helped me a lot to get through where I had to get through to start moving and doing and shaking a certain way. So, and then all the other stuff that you was talking about, going into the tub. Sometimes I take hot tubs, so sometimes I take the cold plunge in my own tub with a lot of ice on it. I do all to heal my body and all that kind of stuff after working out and training. And then I'm grounding and all that. So I took all that I learned from all of my elders, from the Dr. Africa, the Queen of Fools, and all of them, and I made that my therapy. Yes. If I didn't feel like paying for a therapist, but I will never tell people not to go to a therapist. If you need one, I give them suicide hotlines, all of that. Yes. Matter of fact, I got it right. I got the suicide hotline right here, right now. Just in case, because I'm not afraid to show y'all that I'm about suicide prevention, lifeline.org, and the 800 number.
Yes.
I'm not afraid because I know what I went through at the age of 8 thinking about it. And what is an 8-year-old thinking about that for when you're supposed to have people around you that love you, that will help you to not think about that? So I let people know it can start from young. And if you're not paying attention to them young people,
yes,
all of a sudden they're doing something that you didn't expect them to do. Exactly. Because I know I got the mark on my wrist right now from that blade. I could have done it. So, brother, keep on doing what you're doing, man. And go ahead,
and brother, I could say keep on doing what you, brother. Those sessions, like everybody that's tapping, y'all gotta book a session with. Y'all got to book a session with Kate Simon. That was worth the money. Like those sessions. I was already in the field, but it provided confirmation, man. And you provided so much when you analyzed my birthday, you know, told me about the secret haters, you know, and
have you noticed them? Have you noticed them?
Yeah. I have noticed. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know.
I have dealt with some. I have dealt with them.
Oh, you gonna deal with them?
Yeah. It's like, and for all my peers, you know, for all my people, for my peer groups, you know what I'm saying, it's not no It's not no witchcraft or no crazy, nothing like that. No, it's just simple numbers, you know, because numbers have a lot of information. And this brother here, he could tell you things that you could use to guide you in your life that you could use for your mental health too as well. Because, I mean, when you told me that, hey, I needed to start my own business, when you told me, you know, the numbers show that, when you told me that, you know, I'm more of a leader, when you told me all that, man, and when you told me that I'm a healer, and when you told me, you know, that my numbers say that I'm a spiritual master, at that time, man, I'm looking at you like
that's the alignment number, because remember that 6 plus the 23 equals 29. So that's where I seen that part.
Yeah.
You came actually to the planet to do that. That's why that first set of numbers is that I call it the alignment number. Some people call it the achievement. Some people call it the first pinnacle. The first pinnacle is to alert you of what the parent is supposed to teach that child to do. But if the parent don't know this type of metaphysic, ancient science to help you get better in whatever you believe in, then you start picking up later, or have to come to me when you reach 20 or 30 years of age. When your parent, we used to know this naturally in our ancient culture on how to name our child, or how to look at the patterns and cycles of the universe and see where they came through, what period they came through to do what they got to do. That's why people, if you read the Bible, the 3 wise men was looking for the star to find Jesus. Look for the star, and the star represents that person. You are the star. Okay, that's why they found the longitude and latitude to find the quote unquote savior. And people keep on forgetting Christ only means anointed. All of us are anointed to do something, but some of us don't do it. Some of us do it. Some of us leave this planet without doing it. And then you got to pass it on to your children, or you might have to come back here and do it again.
Yeah.
Whatever. I ain't coming back to do nothing again. I'm going to leave all of this for my babies, and I'm just going to say, all right, I got things to do in another realm.
Hey, well, let's get it, man. But yeah, brother, I just want to say thank you, brother.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for all you do, brother.
Coming on, man, and keep on doing what you're doing. Like Kaba Kamene would say, it ain't over until we win.
I got
it ain't over until we win, my brother. All right? Be blessed, man, and give your baby girl a big hug, and the family big hug, man, and thank you very much. Let me give you a round of applause. That's our brother, Lightworker Wayne, in the building.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right, peace and love, brother.
Peace and love, brother. Thank you.
All right, make sure y'all support our brother in every way. Support. Let me give y'all his stuff. And of course, everything is pinned to the top of the chat. Look at the top of the chat. Everything is pinned to the top. All of his links are pinned to the top of the chat. That's his email right there at the bottom. If you need his help, need his guidance, you can go to some of his free workshops, all the things that he's doing. There's a seriousness about mental health that we have to really pay attention to, man. And I'm glad brothers like him, young brothers, are doing things. And they've seen the importance of the science of numbers, like numerology, or what I call numerovation. I like to motivate people. That's why it's called numerovation. Using the numerals connected to your name and your birthday, to motivate you in an innovative way. I take the principles of motivations from people like Ian Levanzat, Pastor A.R. Bernard, people like T.D. Jakes, people like Miles Monroe, those quotes that I get from Les Brown and all that, and those type of people. Neville Goddard. Y'all think I'll be playing another Christian soldier? Neville Goddard. I got Neville's collection. I study different things to help give some type of help and guidance to show you how you might be connected to that frequency of a Neville Goddard who was born in Barbados, for God's sake. And people don't know who that man is. And if you look at his numbers, his birthday's coming up February 19th. He born the same day as Smokey Robinson. And Smokey Robinson did what he had to do in the music world to help heal and guide people through love and music. And Neville did something in the writing world that helped heal people through information and the relationship between you and the creator. So check out the two numbers. Smokey Robinson, born February 19th. Neville Goddard, born February 19th. Came to do different works, but they still came to heal the world through whatever they did. I'm just saying, numbers don't lie. People lie to themselves. I'm not playing with y'all. I study for a reason. And that's what's important about doing what I do and what that brother do. Big up to Copley Culture. I think, hey, Copley Culture, is that the one that's going to be with us at the New Black Wall Street? We're going to be at the New Black Wall Street. I think, is that Copley Culture? I wonder if that's Copley Culture. I think, are you coming to the New Black Wall Street, Copley Culture? I'm not sure if that's you. But if you are, hey, just put a yeah, I'll be there. Because we all going to be at the New Black Wall Street this weekend, this Saturday. I'm going to be the MC, one of the MCs. I'm there with Brother Rich and whoever else he deems as an MC. It's already sold out. Y'all need to be there. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of what's going on with the live Zoom thing that I'm doing with these beautiful ladies. It's not just for ladies, but it's for men also. But hey, you can come on out as the monthly book club. You could take a snapshot and just push in this whole link right here, the forums.gle/MHBYCNI 3F46YT6. Matter of fact, I think I could put that link in the chat right now if you want to be a part of that in the early part of the day. So I will be there from 1 till 2 o'clock speaking on numbers and how it can help. And big up to my sister that's producing this. I will be there early that Saturday afternoon, and then I'm heading over to the New Black Wall Street. And we got some stuff going on at the New Black Wall Street, family. When I say it's going to be off the hook, y'all don't want to miss this. New Black Wall Street is going to be off the hook. And it has been sold out. It has been sold out. It has been sold out. I'm sorry, I don't have any tickets. And those who want to get a discount for a new motivational session, those that are going to be in attendance at the New Black Wall Street this weekend, this is the discount. Make sure you text me your first name and birthday and email, and then I will send you the details. But you must text me. You must text me the receipt of the 9 Ether Godfest through Eventbrite, and then I could accommodate you. Also, my books are going to be there with unveiling the 9 Ether. And don't forget, just want to remind everybody, if you're in Brooklyn, New York, make sure y'all support Nicholas Brooklyn at Eventbrite. They got something going on Brother Heru, on the February the 8th and the 9th. And then they have the expo from 12 to 5 p.m., the Purely Holistic Expo, absolutely free to get in, but you can support every holistic practitioner in there. Dr. Phil Valentine is playing his thing over again, his countdown to 2030. Roz Kofi is coming in on the 9th. Abundance Child coming in on the 12th with her husband. Dr. Delbert Blair is coming. We're doing a tribute to Dr. Delbert Blair with Brother Tony. Phil Valentine is coming in on the 16th with Brother Sabir. And also Dr. Alicia Kaye is coming in on the 19th. And, of course, I'm doing the Grammar of Numerovation. Remember, the early bird tickets are available right now through my link tree /King Simon the Numerovator. And it goes up on February the 11th. So make sure you do that. Don't forget, Lloyd has a power series called The Power of Relationships. And do remember, support all of my moderators or people that's holding a wrench. Color Curiosity. Make sure you feng shui your life, per-unk your life. And also Dr. Shakira Moore, make sure you support her, whatever she's doing. And Adara Moselle, big up to Adara Moselle, Paris Williams, Kendall Cobbs, Kerry Ann Ingram, DTR Taxes, and Pressure Wash Car Detailing and Dumpster Wash by my son, and recordings by my other son in New York City. And if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth, 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon. If you can't support the channel by donating, please get a book. Buy a book for your family. I got children's books up there. I got adult books up there. Got all of that. And my new books are coming out. I'm on the computer. I might even go on the computer. I'm going to get some rest and then go back on the computer probably early in the morning and keep on editing this book here. This book right here. I got to get it out soon. If it don't come out by the end of this month, it's going to come out for spring, for March, around March 22nd or April the 1st. So I'm working on it. It's just, remember, for this book, I'm doing from 0 to 999. So it's already written. but I have to edit, and then I have to send it to the editor and the graphic artist, and we got to put it all together and make sure this book looks good. And this children's book is going to be powerful too, coming out in the summer. And the autobiography, I'm having doubts about that autobiography. I want to put it out, but then I don't want to put it out because it's really becoming a tearjerker just writing it. And I'm like, oh man, maybe I should just make it a memoir and like do essays, essays would be easy instead of me just writing a lot of stories and stuff. Man, because it's my mind is, and I'm about to set up a whole hypnosis thing with Kendall too to see if I can jar some memory, and I know that's gonna be crazy. I know that's gonna be crazy, so I gotta be very careful of what I do and how I do it. So, family, I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh and talk some knowledge. The kind of knowledge you will not find in college. But it's time for all of you to get it. Get that knowledge that you won't find in college, baby, because it's all there. Want to thank again Wayne Lightworker. The Wayne Lightworker. Of course, I want to thank him for coming on and sharing his wisdom from his perspective. And I've had might have a panel of the women and men on there one day. I'm thinking about that. Just want to get a balance, 2 men, 2 women in the whole field and see what they're saying. Because like I said, I wrote a book on it, but I didn't get my license on that. I always put a disclaimer in all my books so people can recognize that I'm honest about what I'm doing. I'm proficient at the numbers, and I can show you how I can guide you with your numbers if you're open to it. But at the end of the day, if you're not open to it, that will be the problem. And I've seen some failures, and I've seen many more success than I've seen failures with the study of numeration or numerology. Many more successes. And I'm so proud of a lot of the great ones. Did he say his birthday? His born day was the June 28th. His born day was not his born day. His born day was June 23rd. Wayne Lightworker's born day is June 23rd. It's Elon Musk's birthday is the 28th. Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club is the 29th. And then Mike Tyson is the 30th of June. I got this all in my head, man. I'm sorry. But Elon Musk's birthday is June 28th. Wayne Lightworker, or Lightworker Wayne, is June 23rd. Charlemagne the God is June 29th. And Mike Tyson is June 30th. Okay, so I got celebrities in my head. Celebrities are in my head telling me and whispering in me, say my birthday, Negro. Say my birthday. Say my birthday. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I'm good. All right, so family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be great, and remember, I love you because I love me. Peace and love. Take care. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Get ready. The 42nd International Reggae and World Music Awards Show is coming to the Coral Springs Center for the Arts, Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, March 20, 2025. Celebrate the biggest names in reggae and world music as we bring nations together through music and culture. Early bird tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Grab yours today at thecentercs.com or irama.com and book your stay for an unforgettable weekend. Hurry, prices go up after Thanksgiving. Follow us on social media and visit our website, www.irawma.com for more details. The 42nd Irama Show, where the world comes to celebrate music.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You could also get my books on Amazon at Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerator.
So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.